Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Dear Supervisor, ladies and gentlemen, I have conducted research on the hegemony of power literary discourse in the 2013 curriculum textbook of the Ministry of Education and Culture of the Republic of Indonesia. Therefore, in this article, I deals hegemony of power literary discourse Indonesia high school textbooks. Hegemony of power literary discourse Indonesia high school textbook. Background. Important component textbook in KBM, kegiatan belajar mengajar. 2. Text in textbook have goal and implication, the product of the government, political education policy. 3. Textbook writer to hegemony trust discourse. 4. The discourse in question in the literary discourse in high school textbook 2013 curriculum. Problem scope, analyzing vocabulary classification, analyzing literary elements, analyzing the hegemony of power. Formulation of the problem. 1. How is vocabulary used to represent the hegemony of power in the literary discourse of high school Indonesian language textbook? 2. What are the types of literary elements used to represent the hegemony of power in the literary discourse of high school Indonesian language textbook? 3. How is the hegemony of power in literary discourse Indonesian high school textbook? Research purpose. 1. Find the vocabulary used to represent the hegemony of power in the literary discourse of high school Indonesian language textbook. 2. Finding the types of literary element used to represent the hegemony of power in the literary discourse of high school Indonesian language textbooks. 3. Finding the hegemony of power in the literary discourse of high school Indonesian language textbook. Benefit of research. 1. For the government. The result of the study of private information about the hegemony of power implied in the literary discourse of high school Indonesian language textbooks. 2. For textbook writer, the result of the study and can be used as a reference in choosing the right text for high school Indonesian language learning. 3. For student, the result of this study can make it easier for students to study the hegemony of power in Indonesian high school literary discourse. Research methods. 1. This research is a descriptive quality research with a critical discourse analysis approach. 2. Objective. 2. Obtain a systematic, factual, and accurate description of the fact and characteristic of the object of research. 3. The theory used is AWK Norman Fire Clock. Result and discussion. 1. Power hegemony vocabulary. The study of vocabulary is the saga includes 3 linked experience, relational, expressive, using analysis, semantic. Experience value using classification patterns, word etiological, lexical process, meaning relation, and metaphor. 2. Vocabulary analysis, revealing the etiology of classical literary works, including 1. Tale of the sense of nobility, the word symbolizing the power of the king who centralizes and must be run by the people. 2. Hikayat Bunga Kemuning. The word symbolizes the hegemony of king's power to be carried out in court circle. 3. Hikayat Bayan Budiman. The words symbol of the king's son's hegemony. Vocabulary analysis in novel. 1. Kemelut di Majapahit. 2. Gajah Mada bergelut dalam tahta dan anggara. 3. Mangir. 1. Kemelut di Majapahit. The word symbolizes the hegemony of a centralist ruler lifting someone up split. 2. Gajah Mada bergelut dalam tahta dan anggara. The word symbolizes the dominance of power that can resist in military combats because of the axe traitor. Mangir, the word symbolizes the dominance of power to abstain legitimate support for the reunification of the region power. Rumah Kaca, the word symbolizing the hegemony of colonial power gained the support of political figures. 5. Pangeran Diponegoro, the word symbol of power hegemony for against the ruling cultural movement indigenous. 6. Gadis Pantai, the word symbolizes the hegemony of power to create pride. 7. Ronggeng Tugu Paruk, the word symbolizes the hegemony of ancestral power to maintain spirituality. 4. Vocabulary analysis in short stories. Pupuhnya Surokami, the word symbol of resistance to hegemony power. The word symbol of resistance to traitor of the nation express liberation of the hegemony of power. Vocabulary analysis in Puteri. 1. Sajak anak muda. 2. Telah kau robek kain biru pada bendera itu. 3. Sajak matahari. Vocabulary analysis in drama. Panembahan Reso. Kabayan. Drama Tengah Malam. Literary element, expression of the hegemony of power. The study of literary element includes term, characterization, conflict, and mandates. Hikayat or saga. Term, characterization, conflict, mandates. Literary and element in novel. Term. 2. Characterization in novel. Conflict novel. Message in novel. Short story element. Term, characterization. Conflict, message. Element of Putri. Term, atmosphere, imagination. Message. Dramatic element. Term, characterization, conflict, message. Social practice of power hegemony. Fire Clock develops social cultural practice of literary discourse. The context outside the text, the practice of institution in relation to society, culture, politics. Hikayat social practice or saga social practice. 1. Configuration of wisdom in determining leader, presenting the ideology of power related to social relation. 2. Survive the domination of the king's daughter who seeks to strengthen the hegemony of power with morality. 3. Awareness to stop the moral deviation of the hegemony of the king's son's power. 2. Novel social practice. 3. Social practice of short stories. 4. Putri social practice. 5. Practice social drama. Conclusion. The entire discourse of Indonesian language literature for class 10, 11, 11, 1, 2, 3. Published by the Ministry of Education and Culture, there are 3 saga, 7 novels, 2 short stories, 3 poems, and 3 dramas, which contain the pressure of hegemony and domination. 2 analysis of text language, discursive practice, and social practice. It concludes that 1. The hegemony of power is met with rebellion of loyal followers. 2. The hegemony of power is saved from rebellion. 3. The hegemony of power is enforced with coercive power to develop the territory of power. 4. Liberation of the hegemony of colonial power, with the rise of nationalism through political organization and the press. 5. The hegemony of power is undermined from within the power bureaucracy because of the ambition of the throne. 6. The hegemony of patriarchal power undermines the independence and work ethic of women. 7. The hegemony of community power is shaped by the influence of myths about ancestral power. 3. Vocabulary, literary element, and social practice of literary discourse are in line with Gramsci's concept of hegemony, namely a class and its member exercise power over the classes below it by means of violence and persuasion. So much. Thank you.